Absolutely. I always believe that England perform better when they're the underdogs. And I still think that they're the underdogs going into this game against New Zealand. New Zealand have been playing brilliant cricket. And again, that they've been one of those teams that have adapted in all different situations. They played at 4 different grounds and now playing another ground in Delhi. I think it might work in England's favour that they've played 2 games now at Delhi. The other thing that has kind of fallen into place is their death bowling and their bowling. Certainly up at the top. I think it was good that England played an evening game and David Willey had the ability to swing the ball into the right-hander, and we can't really forget his performance. Although Chris Jordan and Ben Stokes were excellent at the end against Sri Lanka, I mean, the execution of those Yorkers under pressure was just phenomenal. And I think that kind of highlights where England are at right now. The fact that they're bowling, because the talk ahead of this tournament and at the start of this tournament was that the bowling was obviously much weaker than the batting. But I think now everything's starting to fall into place, and I think the experience that some of the guys have had throughout this tournament will stand them in good stead in this semi-final. Being able to play under pressure with the bat as well and getting them out of trouble against South Africa. I mean, that was probably one of the highlights of the tournament for me is the way England batted in that game against South Africa at the WANKHEDE. So they have every opportunity. I think New Zealand, of course, are looking very good, and they're clicking as well. So I really can't say who's going to win that game. For India and the West Indies, I think just because India are playing at home, it's the WANKHEDE, it's a semi-final. I just think they have the edge over the West Indies. Although the West Indies have got some seriously good T20 players. And I mean, you never know. Chris Gayle might come off again. Well, absolutely. I think that's the other thing. The West Indies will want to bat second. I think they'll want India to set so that they can put pressure on the Indian bowlers and somewhere at the WANKHEDE where it is just so nice to bat on. I think, chasing teams always have a chance there, and you want to take out their best player, which is Virat Kohli, who, honestly, it's probably one of the best innings I've ever witnessed. When he saw them over the line against Australia, I mean, India were completely out of that game, and I watched the whole thing. I mean, just before that James Faulkner over, I thought India cannot do this, and then those first 3 balls of that over went for 4, and they were 2 falls and a 6, and that third shot just kind of epitomised Virat Kohli. He wasn't there. He was coming down the track. He wasn't there. And James Faulkner actually bowled a good delivery into a ball that just stuck in the pitch, but he just went through with his shot, and the confidence that he had that it was still going to travel to the boundary, even though there was a deep long off there. I just think that was incredible, that over, and a sign of a genius in motion. But yeah, I think that's probably the West Indies' best chance if the India set.